I'm continuing on page 10 on the book Falling from the Limb about adult child estrangement. This is the first few chapters, and I don't get into Catholic monasticism and conversion until around page 25 or 30. So, as I stated before my last video cut off, my sister could not meet with him in San Francisco because her friend needed a quadruple bypass and she would not be home at the time that he would like to visit her from Fort Irwin. Our family assumed he might have been upset about the lack of follow through. I would like to remain the perfect stranger looking through the lens of the eternal stranger. Fletcher may not even know that he withdrew his stock on his mainline friendship that existed in Duluth since 2015. Does it provide a sense of comfort to know that the separation of long-term friends can cause him joy or rightful sorrow? He seemed to be intense on wanting to end the relationships after his trip from London. Or does the alternative of keeping friends at bay cause him grief? I do not know what goes on in his mind. I want him to feel safe. After his trip to England, Scotland, and Ireland in May of 2024, he dropped his two best friends from high school. I was upset about that because he had just gotten back to Duluth. One of his two friends still lived here. I cannot reach you with words. I feel like I have to sprinkle my message sparsely to reach the impact of your soul. I feel inhibited and empowered at the same time because by not sharing intimate information about my future plans, I am not telling you my end game. You will know in due time if I am able to find you. You chose to launch yourself into the universe, into unknown waters. Is it my job to find you? The only evidence I have that you're alive is that you watch my unpublished videos on YouTube and you'll occasionally change your profile picture on Facebook. You have emptied my soul into a recyclable ravine. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. The truth is, your Facebook is an empty vessel. Rotating pictures taken long ago makes your profile stale and uneventful. Adding remote high school friends you never hung out with while here in Duluth and now you are 1,000 miles away from confuses me. Why didn't you look them up when you lived here for 7 months in 2024? Denasia tried to add you as a friend and you have no add button for anybody. I guess you'll stick with those 8 friends the rest of your life. However, now the 8 friends become 13 and drop to 5 suddenly. You, my son, only kept your childhood friends in Los Angeles, whom you met in daycare and in our childhood Reseda neighborhood. You abandoned your cousin Benjamin. Now I see you added 2 more friends from your early childhood. These are the people I encourage you to keep in touch with. I am glad that you are reaching out to others, and I hope you realize and utilize them as contacts. Last mail does not account for further progress. I keep getting my son's mail in Duluth, important mail from the Veteran Administration, the bank, and other financial institutions. The 2 chime cards I told Fletcher about are not active, and he's using a different one. He must have had an address somewhere, but why is he having all his mail sent here when he does not live here. More importantly, mail came the following months, and I notified him about it immediately. On the days I sense I am going to die because of Fletcher, law enforcement is not there. The Veterans Department keeps sending me in circles. I am alone to die to myself. Lieutenant McShane of the Duluth Police and he said I only got one chance to report him missing, and if he passes the wellness check, I can no longer pursue that he is missing. There is no statute of limitation on wellness. If he is well in November of last year, he is okay for life, according to the Duluth Police. This is what I wanted to write Lieutenant McShane, but ended up sending him compact emails. Dear Lieutenant McShane, thank you for talking to me the other day. I am asking normal questions, but you are not picking up the cues. I am dying inside. You say you are sorry for my situation. You tell me my son was pulled over in Virginia, but not specifically where. I am being baited, not by you, but by fate. Is that all I need to know? To be grateful for the puzzle piece of broken knowledge that cannot complete the picture? I feel as if he is close to me and nearby as I find out more intricate parts of his life. In a way, I feel like he is back in Duluth. In the last four friends he added were Duluthians except for Blake. He is using my address as an anchor for hopefully returning someday. Does silence lure him back to my house, or just a chance of motherly nurturing? I feel like I have gone overboard and tried to demonstrate and explain my position. How does he really feel? The son who was once identified as autistic maybe has grown into something else. He would never associate himself now with that condition, and yet he still exhibits manifestations to the definition in terms of communication. Maybe he doesn't want to be labeled by not having a father present. Maybe he wants to be his own person. It's fine if he wants to look for his relatives in Africa, but I haven't told him about all of them. I want him to do whatever makes him happy. I want him to stand by his side and hear his every word. Right now, he looks at me as an intrusive mother. Later on in February, I told my son about his father's other 3 children who resided in Swedru, Liberia. They have now since moved to Monrovia, the capital of Liberia, since his father's death. His father died 2 weeks after he finished basic training in the Army in 2021. I signed Lieutenant McShane's letter, signed a grieving mother. Day 75. I wake up sullen with repercussions of bad choices made the night before. Laying in bed watching Netflix is unfulfilling unless I watch documentaries like Spy Ops, former International Secret Service cases used to solve problems, such as the shooter of John Paul II, the Pope, the assailants of the Munich 1972 Olympic Games, in which several Jewish competitors were killed, and all the bin Ladens of the world. What good does it do to emotionally engage with fictional actors on a fictional premise, trying to reach a well within me that will venerate or generate tears? I don't want to feel anything. I want to stay in my numbness. I want to block out the whole future until I fast in bed 50 days, one meal a day. Eating less has made me more disarming. My conscience remains clear, which will lead me to a transformation orchestrated by God. Day 78. For $1 unverified, I found your street and city. I know your phone numbers. It goes straight to an inaccessible mailbox that I don't know the passcode to. Sometimes it rings 3 times and rings once and then goes to voicemail. The phone you have asks for a mailbox number. If a prospective employer called, they could not leave a voicemail. Either way, my son Fletcher continues to be shrouded in his new hidden life. He lives on the western side of Virginia on a street called Luck Drive. The city appears to be Roanoke. He bought Geico insurance after my State Farm contract would not honor his Virginia address, but he registered his Geico insurance at my home in Duluth. I got his new phone number from Geico through some mild persuasion. I would like to walk the Appalachian Trail from the northeast part of the U.S. to the Georgia. Fletcher once said he wanted to cross the United States on foot after he got out of the army. Maybe he is an eternal wanderer like me. I would like to visit him in Roanoke and make amends, and then go on a 1,000-mile walk on the Appalachian Trail. Now, I covered day 80 from then on in another segment, so I'm hoping you may find it on my YouTube channel. And this book is for sale on Amazon, Falling from the Limb by Jane Hoffman. I didn't put my maiden name in there this time. And you can get it on Kindle, paperback, or hardcover. Thank you for listening to today. And if you're struggling with an estranged relationship, I hope that you found this comforting.